Hey guys, it's Rusty Nelson talking watercolor today, and wow, it is spring break here. All the students have fled the town and are off to warmer climates. Well, most of them are, I guess, or have gone home. They needed a good family meal. I think there's a few still stuck in town that are working on assignments, getting things caught up. They always think they're going to get a lot done over spring break, and I learned that a long time ago when I first entered higher education. I always thought the same thing. I could get caught up on all sorts of stuff as an instructor, and that week goes by way too fast, and the students have to discover that. So they're off on spring break or catching up with their assignments. They'll probably come back with all sorts of freaking diseases that pass on to the instructors when they, since COVID, it's been nice that we've taken a lot of our classes to where they're high flex, meaning they can attend class in person or they can Zoom stream in, because I always record a Zoom session of the class, and then I can also post it to YouTube and they can watch it asynchronously. So that's been nice. I haven't been sick as much since COVID, and we've started doing more and more YouTube and Zoom sessions and postings and things like that. So if they're sick, they are more than welcome to stay home and Zoom in or watch it asynchronously, and it's kind of knocked down the infection rates once they get back from spring break. So oh, wow. Welcome new viewers. I always forget to do that. Welcome new viewers to the channel. This channel is all about watercolor and drawing demos and tutorials, getting people up and off the ground. If they're interested in art in any way whatsoever, we get them up and picking up pencils, picking up those watercolor brushes and starting to make stuff and getting engaged and staying active mentally and physically. This watercolor is really, and well, drawing too. I do this all the time with my drawing classes at the university. I'll take students out, into the town, and we'll go find stuff and do some urban sketching and find things that has 1 point or 2 point perspective that they can draw, or organic shapes, make them draw bushes and all sorts of things that it gets them out and moving. We're not just sitting in the classroom all the time. It gets a little tough in the winter, in the fall semester when weather starts changing, but it is a fun time. So we try to get all the outdoor stuff in before the snow starts flying. And then in the spring, we're indoors until, March or late March, early April, when the weather finally starts to warm up. We can get out and go out and start drawing locations, and that's always fun. And the same with watercolor. If I have a watercolor class, I'll do the same thing. So we work through all the basic fundamentals, skill sets and things when the weather's bad, and then we run outside and embrace all the plein air opportunities. So it's a lot of fun. This week, let's see, I posted a urban sketch of a rural barn on Tuesday. And so get out there and look for that. It's a fun, quick, it's under 30 minutes. It's a real quick one. I didn't do any pencil sketching, right off the bat. So it's all about, how to go about doing it with a nib pen, one of those varsity disposable nib pens. I like them. They draw really nicely. This coming Saturday, I'm going to do another barn in watercolor. So I'm on a barn kick this week. I thought maybe people were maybe wanting to have a little bit of a break from faces. I've been focusing on faces and people for the last few weeks. I know we've been working with basic shapes on the watercolor side. Basic shapes, getting form and modeling and textures figured out so that we can dive in and really go after some more compound and complex type subject matters. And I did just post a watercolor face last week of the same guy that I did the drawing of the Tuesday before. Oh, and if you haven't noticed, I have shifted from Monday postings of the drawings to Tuesdays. Just gives me a little more breathing room for getting a video shot. And I was feeling a little too under pressure to get them done over the weekend. yeah, weekends are not good with my wife at home on the weekends, and I'm just a little bit preoccupied and unable to really focus and sit down and get a good, decent tutorial assembled and posted by Monday. So Tuesday gives me a little more chance to ponder things and to assemble a decent looking tutorial. So anyway, I do have plans. I would like to get back into working more with figures, not just faces. Oh, and I have been working not only on my YouTube channel, but in my classes at the university. I'm teaching illustration, digital illustration this semester, and an illustration with figure class. So it's definitely been something that's been on top of my to-do list for classes, is to do some of these face things that I'm doing in a traditional sense with YouTube for you all. For my students, I'm doing it digitally. So here's a couple examples of some of the pieces I've done. I've done, let's see, a bearded guy, and let's see, an older, let me think here. Couple, oh yeah, an older female, a younger female, and two guys that they're kind of unique in how they look. So one's bearded. Anyway, take a look at those, and if you want, I think, do I have them posted? I don't think I have them posted out to my website yet, so I need to get them out there. Anyway, I'm also going to be having a charcoal sketch using whatever damn method I can use to get this thing. I'm on a mission. I'm on a goal to make a more reliable likeness to my drawings. And I do think my things I'm doing digitally, they're looking pretty good. I'm still trying to crack the code, I think, with charcoal. And that's what this upcoming face is going to be. It's going to be a charcoal drawing. I got some prang charcoal pencils, essentially the kind you kind of unwrap and peel the paper off of. I wanted to try those out. I get tired of sharpening wood charcoal pencils and stuff, so I guess I could always just use charcoal without any wrapping or anything on it, but it's so damn messy. So anyway, and that's actually one of the reasons typically up at the university when I have my drawing class, we use a lot of Conte. It works similarly to, it's not quite as powdery as charcoal, but it does apply in a similar way. It's just not quite as messy. So anyway, I do like charcoal. It's a lot of fun. It's fast. That's the one cool thing about it. You can create a lot of tones and some really nice modeling with charcoal that takes a little more work to do with pencils and that. Oh, I did buy some Tombow pencils. I saw on a YouTube, maybe it was on YouTube Shorts. There's a kid who essentially draws a skull with eyeballs in it, in a very light pencil sketch first, really nicely done, a well-rendered skull with eyeballs in it. And then he comes in on top with a different type of pencil, a darker pencil, and then draws celebrities and like Hugh Jackman or Ryan Reynolds. I think Christian Bale was one of them. So the kid's very good, and you got to see that. So get out on YouTube and see if you can find some of those. I'll try to, if I can, I'll find his videos again. I think I followed him, but I'll post it out there in my video description for you to watch. It's pretty impressive. It like I tell my students up at the university, it's either going to really inspire you to go and start working harder on your drawing skills, or it's going to just demoralize the hell out of you. So it can go one or two ways. So don't get demoralized. Stay positive and keep on practicing and doing things. Hang on, let me check. I got to see how long I've been talking. So stay in there and grow those skills. Just do a little of something every day, and you will be getting better. So anyway, I think I've covered everything that's going to be happening coming up. So again, that's not what this video is about. This is all just me talking and trying to impart some information in a manner that is somewhat coherent, and learning to speak. That has been one of the challenges. I have known since high school that I do horribly when I have to read from scripts and things. And I did discover in high school as well that I was very good at I was in an improv course class in high school. And then we took a lot of our crazy little skits that we developed in improv class and went to state. And I did really well at state. So I've always known that I can improv well with enough practice. And being in front of an audience is a lot different than just looking into a camera. So I'm still trying to develop a nice interaction with the camera here. So yeah, if you think, I had a guy, Marky Mark, he's always commenting on my tutorials. I really appreciate it. He was telling me I have a nice Irish charm, and I told him, well, that's what it is, huh? I didn't realize that's what it was. I was always told I was just full of crap. So, so anyway, that's what I'm doing in this kind of a video talking head type weekly vlog post that I've been posting out here. So I don't intend for it to get a lot of views. I'm getting a lot more views on it than I ever expected. So it is growing. I am, hell, I'm not even half as goofy on my YouTube videos as I am with a live class up at the university. So I've seen some of my Rate Your Professor comments about me being kind of goofy and fun, but yeah, I am. So anyway, all right. So yeah, I did have a couple nice comments. I had somebody tell me that they watching the videos, they feel like they're in class with me. So that's a nice thing to say, and thank you very much. And that is really what I'm trying to do, is to bring my classroom experience that I do for my 20-year-olds up there at the university, put it out there for everybody else who are out of college, who never went to college, who are approaching retirement, people like that. They want to do something. This is it. Come right here and spread the word. Let as many people know as possible. And I'm trying to build a channel, so it's been an interesting year doing that, and I've had a lot more success at this than I had ever dreamed. So, but anyway, that's really about all I had. Let's see, I did mention my traditional and digital stuff. Yep, do a lot of faces. It is a rabbit hole. It's a deep, dark rabbit hole to go down. Once you start wanting to draw people and faces and figures, it will be a lifetime of work perfecting those skill sets and things. So get in there and get started. It is fascinating, and it is nice getting back to doing faces. A lot of my work prior to getting into watercolor, I always used figures and people, tried to tell some sort of a visual stories. I used a lot of old antique photographs that I translated into color illustrations. So, but getting into watercolor, I kind of moved away. I was approaching things I didn't like doing, like landscapes. I hated landscapes. I didn't really like doing architecture as well. And that transition into watercolor really has opened up a lot more subject matter. So I haven't done a whole lot of figures and faces in watercolor. I've done a ton of them in gouache, and you can see those on my website as well. But yeah, this has been a great kind of segue back over into people. And I have always liked drawing people. So get in there, stay in it, go down that rabbit hole. You'll come up for air every so often. So anyway, that's about all I have for today's episode. So if you got any value out of today's talk, please give me a like and a subscribe. Go into my video description. I have links galore in there, but for supplies and videos and books and downloads and everything. And then if you do think I am doing anything of any value that's worth a crap, head over to my Patreon channel and give me a $5 a month membership, and that'll keep me going and give me the encouragement and the financial means to continue doing this channel. So I do appreciate it. I'll see you next week talking watercolor.